Hey, this is Allie Edwards, and I am back today with another look at a process video for Project Life. This is week 16 of 2018, and as you can see, I have a lot of things in the pockets already. I had all my pictures already in there. I had some half circles already in there, and then I decided to print out my journaling again this week using old Instagram posts. So Instagram has been a really great way for me to remember / just go in and copy and paste to be able to have text for my projects. Like, I love that part of Instagram as a tool for memory keeping, essentially. So I did two cards there that use the Prompts digital kit for the titles, and then I have added in a combination of cards. A few of them are from the April Stories by the Month kit. One of them is from the Summer Everyday Life journal card set. The heart that says "This Stories," that was from a set of die cut hearts that we offered during that Summer Everyday Life time too. And these sticker sheets right here, these pink label stickers, those are also from that release and are still available as part of a sticker bundle, Summer Everyday Life sticker bundle. I love label stickers, especially in Project Life. They're just such an easy thing to stick right onto the photos and then add a little bit more information about the story or about the picture that you're putting it on top of. I also love them for my title cards. Here I am using a pattern card that was part of the April Stories by the Month kit, and then again using a rolling stamp and StazOn to add the date actually on there. At first I thought I was going to use one of these glitter, like silver glitter hearts, and I put it in there, and at the end you'll see I decided to switch it up. I'm trying to go back in and pull out past products, either from story kits or add-ons. This time I was looking for some wood veneer. Ended up using the Together and the Meaningful. I believe those were either in the fabric story kit, or they were add-ons for that. I just adhere those on using rolling adhesive, just gently going over the top of them. They seem to stick down just fine. Putting that right on top of the photo there, and then journaling just a little bit about how much I love seeing people writing at our Story Camp event, which was what was happening during this week in April. And when that does happen, that's usually what takes up the bulk of my week, either getting ready for people to come and or hanging out with them while they're here, and then being extremely tired by Sunday of that week. So you can see I'm there reading a book at home at the end. Doing a little bit of repetition again. So repetition of the label stickers, repetition of the wood veneer, which is one of the reasons why I end up taking off that silver heart that I added onto the date card or the title card there, and putting a wood veneer heart in its place, because I wanted to have 3 different wood veneer embellishments spread across this whole thing here. So throwing that back in there, I'm really thinking a lot about simplicity, thinking a lot about how these, Project Life or storytelling in general doesn't have to have a lot of excess. It doesn't have to have a lot of extra stuff. I'm adding these half circles, which were left over from another project where I used the other half. And I had actually stuck these circles into one of the pockets of the spread to remind myself to use them. That's one of the tips that I have for people too, along with the sticky notes that I often use, is if you have a supply that you want to use in a specific week or around a specific time period in your album, you can go ahead and just slip them into the pockets if it's a product that can fit inside the pockets. That always helps me remember, or at least reconsider it again when it's time to work on that project. So getting a little bit more repetition in here with these half circles, putting a couple of them on the bottom, using a tiny attacher to staple it down, then realizing, of course, that my tiny attacher had run out of staples, but the reality is that it was actually just jammed. And so, this is what we do when we are working on these kinds of projects. So figuring that out, and then adding a little bit more handwritten information about those flowers that are ranunculus. And they were one of the early bloomers this year here in my own garden. So I also had to look up the spelling, which is why I pulled my phone out, because I can never remember how to spell them. That would be a really good spelling word for someone in a spelling bee. I really like how this spread turned out. It's very simple. It's very flat, I guess, in a lot of ways, except for that little silver heart. But I feel like it told the story of my week in a way that was authentic and in a way that really represented how I felt in that specific week as I looked back at the photos. Let me know if you have any questions below.